The bottom line is we've got way too many people around the world that are just walking around like a bunch of dumbasses. Hey, welcome to the Tom Ferry Show. Today, I'm answering 9 questions that people have been asking me on my Instagram stories. So we're gonna go from mega successful agents trying to get to the next level to brand new agents. How do they maximize their first listing that they've ever sold? So let's just go at it, and I can't wait to get your feedback. And if you're not asking me questions on my Instagram stories, starting back on January 12th, I've now received, I don't know, hundreds, maybe close to 1,000 different questions, and I'm doing everything in my power to keep you informed, involved, and most importantly, in massive action. So here's the first question. Hey Tom, 45 deals last year, $250,000 all by myself. How do I double that in 2019? I said, you're at the adding stage. So you either need to add an assistant, you need to add more lead sources, you need to get someone else helping you to generate more appointments, or you need a buyer's agent so you can focus your time on listings. It's not complicated. Identify the highest and best use of your time and do that. When you're at 45 transactions, you're making $250,000, you need to acknowledge yourself, pat yourself on the back, know that you are, wherever you are in the world, one of the best agents on the planet. And at that stage, it's about adding more of what's worked to build those bricks like we talked about at the summit a couple years ago. Super important. The next question was, hey Tom, I'm 25 years old and new to real estate, did 1 deal last year, want to do 26 in 2019. What are the top 3 things or 4 things I should do? My answer was, you need to take on a primary focal point for the year. Think of it as a theme, think of it as a direction, think of it as the macro focus for your business. And my recommendation was, your only focus should be on the number of appointments you go on for the year. The number of appointments you go on, and it probably should be 175 to 200 minimum. I wrote down 26 sides as a new agent, probably a minimum of 175 appointments with buyers as the first meeting, showings don't count. First meeting, showings don't count, and then with sellers. And then my little emoji, check mark, get on the phone, and get to work. Very important for a new agent. You follow that plan, you're gonna win. You get distracted by the noise of real estate, all the tools, all the things you might need, don't focus on that stuff. Go Forrest Gump style, baby. Get on the phone. Okay, question number 3, ask me anything. Hey Tom, I want to triple my business this year from $150,000 to $450,000 in GCI. What are the top 3 things I must do? And I gave him 4. I said, number 1, you want to focus on the number of appointments you can book daily and weekly. It always goes back to that. Get on the phone, focus on the most important leading indicator of any salesperson's business. It's when you open up your calendar or you look on your calendar, and if you see no appointments, you're out of business. If you see lots of appointments and time to do some lead generation and follow up, you are a gamer. So that's number 1. Number 2, though, you want to go deep on what already works in terms of your lead generation and simultaneously add one source that's a no-brainer for growth. So it's ephemeralization. How to get a lot out of a little or more for less from what already works without spending another dime. Efficiency. You with me? And then the second part is, what's that one source that I can add that can bring me 10, 15, 20 transactions in a year? You know your local marketplace, look around, take off your I don't like hat, your fixed mindset crap, and think, I want to triple my business, so it doesn't matter what I think. Look at the landscape of the marketplace, what are the areas you can have impact on, and go. Number 3, I said, you got to track and measure your results, and you got to add accountability to stay the course as you increase the number of appointments and the number of clients you're managing. So it's about structure and accountability. And I said, number 4, if you don't have an assistant, hire one now. If you have one and they're not strong enough, get them some professional training so they can make you better. All right, the next question was, hey, if you only had one tool and you had to use it to grow your business in 2019, i.e. Facebook, COI, video, what would you use to stand out? Now the hook there is to stand out. So I said, look, I'm never a fan of a one tool approach, but I spell checked it and I did it wrong. It says one took. I'm never a fan of trying to find the one thing, right? I'm a big believer in you got to go multi-channel. You got to find customers where they are. Some are on Twitter, some are on Facebook, some are on LinkedIn, some are on Instagram, some are on Snapchat, some are on YouTube. You got to give the people. Second time I've sung in the Tom Ferry Show. You got to give them what they want in their model of the world. So get out of this like one only. But then I did say, look, if you're only going to do one, Facebook Live. If you're really only going to do one and you truly want to stand out, Facebook Live, 3-4 times a week, ask me anything, market updates, check out this new listing, what do you think of this property, have you been to this restaurant? Just being in the face, and every time one gets some traction, it's a unicorn. Boost it, spend money, and make sure everybody in your marketplace sees it. So again, I'm not a fan of betting on one horse. I want to bet on multiple horses and make more money. I don't know if that makes sense, but you're with me. All right, the next question was, hey Tom, how do I get past the plateau of $30 million a year in sales? Been there for 3 years in a row. Well, first of all, again, let me say to you, congratulations. $30 million makes you, again, one of the best agents in the country. I appreciate the question, and I hope my thoughtful answer is going to get you to the next level. The thing I wrote down was, first, do what you've already done better, more consistently. Are you picking up on that theme, by the way? Pretty important for all of us in 2019. But doing it more consistently. Then it's about adding 2 force multipliers, adding and solving. These are 2 different strategies to grow your business. I said, for example, you need to add more lead generation, add a full-time appointment setter. Yes, someone that's just booking appointments for you, kind of like caddy, right, for the famous golfer. The famous golfer doesn't carry the bag. They don't put the tee down. Like, all that stuff's done for them. They get handed the club and boom, that's you on an appointment. That's your job. You can add a better assistant. You can add a marketing director to maintain repeatable and scalable growth on all things branding and direct response. And of course, you can add better software for more efficiency. You can add a coach for strategic thinking and a whole myriad of other things. The bottom line is, you got to think about your business almost like building a house, right? So the metaphor I used at the summit many years ago was, look, there's 3 kinds of agents, right? I used the 3 little pigs, and I said some built it out of straw, some built it out of sticks, and some built it out of bricks. You are clearly a bricklayer. So we want to add more bricks to make your business unstoppable, repeatable, and scalable. The second thing is solving, and this is where it gets a little more complex. I'd ask you the question, what are the consistent pain points or time traps? What are the pain points of your business or the time traps? The pain points, what are the things that go wrong over and over and over and over? Probably need a better checklist, a better system, or someone else managing that for you, or leveling up your existing assistant to make sure that he or she is more qualified, better at communication. You know, the things that cause you pain in your business don't have to be there forever. A system will produce what a system will produce, nothing more, nothing less. So your current system creates pain for you and for your clients and for your assistant. Create a better system, a better checklist, get a better result. The other thing I wrote down is time traps. What's eating up all of your time? When you're doing $30 million in business, assuming your average sales price isn't $10 million and you sold 3 houses, the odds are you're out on showings, you're busy, you got a family, you got a life, you got a prospect, you got to stay educated, you got all these things you got to do. If you're not eliminating, right, the things that are not the highest and best use of your time and delegating them to someone else, then look, you're doing searches at midnight trying to find that buyer a home, and that's just no bueno at your level. All right, the next question was, hey Tom, new agent here, about to close my first deal. Yeah, baby, how do I leverage this? 5 things, real quick. Number 1, mailing campaign to 500 homes around that property as you're just sold. Number 2, door knock around the property, letting them know that you helped the buyer or the seller. Number 3, always ask the question, hey, have you had any thoughts of selling in 2019? And then number 4, stand in front of the home, shoot a Facebook Live, and let the world know what you did, what you learned, how it worked, what were the dragons that he had to slay, what did you have to overcome, and how did you solve it in a beautiful, scalable way? And then boost it to a 10-mile radius and let everybody in that area know what you did. And then number 5, I just wrote down, you know what? Call every one of your past clients in Sphere, let them know, or as a new agent, call your Sphere and let them know about the transaction. And then of course at the end, hey, do you know anybody who's thinking about buying or selling in 2019? So those are my 5. All right, we're moving quick here. The last few are kind of simple. This person said, are mentors necessary? I'm not really sure if they were being cynical, but I actually took a thoughtful approach to it. I said, I think they should be mandatory. Think about junior high, high school kids, and even college kids that lack both the ambition, the direction, and what's the problem? They've got no mentor. They've got no one they're looking up to and saying, hey, how did you do this? What can I do? Or what advice do you have for me? Knowing me, what do you recommend? The bottom line is we've got way too many people around the world that are just walking around like a bunch of dumbasses because nobody's saying, hey, check it out. You're better than that. Here's what's possible. Here's a roadmap. Here's a book. Do what you got to do, right? And by the way, that's how you mentor. And then I wrote down, I don't know a successful individual who hasn't had several mentors over the course of their life. I believe it should be mandatory. And for people like you and I, we look at our life in 3 phases: learning, earning, and transferring. Learning, earning, and transferring. And when you're in that transferring stage, don't be selfish. Help everyone you can. All right, last 2 questions. At what point do you hire an assistant? And I said, the day you decide to actually be committed to the business. That's the answer. And the last one, I just thought it was comical. Hey, Tom, how do I become a real estate coach? And I said, unfortunately, the barrier of entry is non-existent unless you work with myself or Buffini or MFO, right? And there's a few other great companies out there. And even then, if you don't learn the art and science of coaching in a wide strategic spectrum of thoughtful strategies, ways to build a business in any market, and marketing strategies that are relevant to buyers and sellers in today's day and age, if you don't learn that, guess what you do? You teach people from your point of view, and that's the only way you do it. And that, my friend, is a disaster at best. So I had a few opinions on that one. I hope you got some value out of today's show. Thank you so much. Follow me on Instagram. Keep asking me questions, and I'm going to keep answering them to keep you moving forward and making 2019 your best year ever. Look forward to seeing your comments. See you soon. Hey, I'm Tom Ferry, and I want to say welcome to real estate. Now, there's a pretty good chance no one's told you there's an 87% failure rate every 5 years in this business, and there's only 2 factors. Agents don't have the tools and they don't take the right action. I'm going to invite you to click the link below and get access to the tools so you can win in this business.